You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat, the pulse of Americana, with your beautiful bearded host, Zach Walker. Alabama's best no-holds-barred, constitutionally conservative, Christ-centered talk radio. If that don't fire you up, your wood's wet. Now, it's time for your bearded host, Zach Walker.
Good morning. Welcome into Hometown Heartbeat. Boomer in the beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host, and we are so thankful that you've chosen to join us this morning. If you're watching the live stream, you'll see that our new festive logo has arrived, thanks to Web Underdog. That'd be Justin at Web Underdog. If you guys have any needs for graphic design or website design or anything of the above, look no further than Justin Morrison at Web Underdog. I've tried to get him on this show a bazillion times. He's not having it. Shh. He's a very private person. Boomer, you'll learn one day. We have an exciting show for you this morning, but let's be honest, every show is exciting. I met a new guy at the gas station that knew of our show. I didn't get his name, but he had on like some sheriff's deputies like clothing. So I think he worked in corrections somewhere. So, Mister, if you're listening, thank you for listening to the show. I should have gotten your name. He was very spunky. Had a lot of energy for this early in the morning, and I had to. I asked him for some advice, so maybe we'll circle back to that in a moment. But before we get too far and we circle too many things, let's get the starting lineup on the field. You can't play the game without the team, and there's no team more important than my team. And so let's get them out here. The best exported product from Shelbyville, Kentucky since Colonel Sanders still watches VHS tapes at home with the family, impresses his wife with his mixtapes, The Freak Daddy from 87 and 88, and is old enough to understand what it means to actually shake it like a Polaroid picture. The godfather of old souls, Boomer. What's up, buddy?
Good morning.
Now you may speak.
I know, yeah, because usually when people look directly at you and ask a question,
I didn't ask.
Rude.
There was no question. There was no question. I made a statement. I might have been looking at you, but that's only because you're looking regal this morning.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Sandee Lou, how are you?
I am doing
Sandee Lou, how are you? She's got a conspiracy theory to tell us.
No conspiracy
No
theory
conspiracy
today.
theories this morning?
No, I'm good.
Just facts.
Just facts, baby.
Stay in the bed.
Do what?
I did just want to stay in the bed this morning because it was so cold outside.
It feels glorious.
So, but my sweatshirt has helped me out a whole lot.
Okay. What does it say? OMG?
Yeah, it's...
So we're taking the Lord's name in
Elf.
vain on our sweatshirt. Okay.
Please tell me that you've seen Elf.
Oh, 1,462 times.
Well, then...
Yeah,
Hello?
I was more concerned about the vulgar language at the top than I was the...
Oh, my word. It's like Boomer said. It's, oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. Could be weird minds in the gutter.
Oh, my gosh.
And I will say, like, y'all like cold weather, but to me, like, some people think that hell is like fire and all that. No, it's ice.
No,
It's
man.
ice cold.
This weather is
awful.
fantastic.
Like, after I left here yesterday and just walked from the parking lot to my office, I thought I was going to die. And then
this is why no one thinks you have a man card.
Boomer.
the bathroom at our day job has, like, you know, the hand blowers to dry your hands off
You
with.
just stood in there with
I
the
was just like
isotoners
I literally
on,
put my
warming up your
head
gloves.
underneath of it. I was just gonna like thaw out my bald dome
Whoa.
under.
Okay. Bald. I was
Bald
like, what
dome.
did you stick under the hairdryer?
Your mind is way in the gutter this morning.
You said it. I
Oh,
didn't
my
say it.
goodness.
Bald.
No, he
dome.
didn't say it.
Well, he said, I dried my ball. And I was like, oh, my gosh. And then he said, duh. Then he said, duh. And it was okay. I just didn't know where he was headed
my
with it. Is all.
goodness. Wow. Good
I
morning,
didn't-
everyone.
OMG.
Wow.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good Sunday morning. Hello.
Hashtag hearing aids.
Huh?
What?
Huh?
What?
Yeah. And I'm the old timer here.
Yeah, right?
No, but literally you are though. So
You're
there's that.
falling down your roof, can't hear. It's not me.
Actually, I'm the old timer here. I'm older than
Sandee,
Boomer.
Shh.
I can't help
You're
it.
31.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Yes,
But I look 71.
Yes, I am.
We've got a new partner, an advertising partner that we'll talk about a little bit later this morning. Boomer, they have he's got an incoming treatment for type 2 diabetes that is don't let me get this wrong. It's every day for an hour for 7 weeks or something like that. No, it's not that long. Maybe it's 11 days or something.
When you say treatment, like meaning like do you do some certain things, eat certain things?
No. It's you go into the office and you have a treatment. I can't say more than that because he doesn't have the treatment in. And I don't want to misspeak on the air. I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about it off air. But it's a really cool. It's a really cool look.
I definitely want to hear more about it because right now it sounds like I know a guy. And
I know a guy.
He doesn't have an office yet. He's actually in the Publix parking lot.
He'll do some tattoos for you in his garage. You know what I'm saying? He'll do some tattoos in his garage. You know. Speaking of, I hope he's watching right now. Speaking of tattoos in a garage, one of my best friends in the world. I think I've told you guys about him. Big Black Steve. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Big Black Steve he was one of my best friends. We met in college. The gun show, as he's affectionately referred to in our household. He has the tattoo on his arm that is a Bible verse, okay? And it's Matthew, and then it says the chapter and the verse. I'm going to look at it one day. Isn't there an H in Matthew?
Oh no.
He's a tattoo.
He's a palmist
that says Mattew. Mattu.
Oh man.
And that's what happens when you get
tattoo artist is in a hurry.
When you do hood rat things with your hood rat friends. But no, it was a bootleg tattoo in somebody's garage, and that's what happens when you're. I think he was younger than he should have been, and he just wanted a tattoo real bad to be like his friends, and there you go.
Tattoo artist could have had a speech impediment.
See, that just.
What speech impediment is it that leaves out H's?
He just sounded it out. Matthew.
Now even there was an H. Producer Connor, how are you, friend?
I'm doing good. Good morning.
You beat Boomer here this morning.
I did by a little bit.
And you were late.
Only a little, because...
well, my text message came in at 4:47.
Although, to be fair, this morning when I texted you, I was actually in the seat of my car behind the wheel when you got that text. I wasn't still in my house. So,
well, that makes me feel zero better.
Well, now you're getting the text whenever I've finished scraping my windshield, which is one of my least favorite tasks.
His
car, dude, it's awful.
Dude, his car this morning looked like that he had literally just got put like holes for his eyes in the eye. You know?
I would if I could.
Well, like literally, he only drives like you could throw a ball.
Exactly. I spend more time scraping off the windshield than I do driving here.
No, there's no doubt about that. I mean, literally,
pitiful.
he's not. I mean, I'm not to put out where Connor lives, but he couldn't be more than a quarter of a mile, maybe a little more than that, half a mile. Like it's
probably half a mile. Yeah.
It's not that far.
Well, I've got the Christmas present. I got to see if I can Amazon it pretty quick. But have you seen this? The new thing that you put on your car and it hooks over like your side view mirrors, and if it snows or whatever, you just take it off and
rip it off.
It's done. Yeah. So
we were discussing new options for him in the pre-show. I've seen some things that I use a Prestone de-icer. It's a yellow bottle of liquid, and you just go and it.
I have a garage.
My truck doesn't fit in a garage, and he's in high school, so his parents definitely aren't putting him in the garage.
I'm not buying Connor a garage for holidays.
I've never had a garage big enough to fit my vehicle.
Well, yeah, because you drive a semi.
Right? Exactly.
For the record, I drive a 2500 GMC Denali HD. Like it's not a semi. And it has like 4 inches of lift on it. That's
we need to make a Boomer the Beard shirt that says "Lumberjacks don't drive hybrids."
be really good.
Connor, put that in notes, please. I want
Lumberjacks don't drive high.
I want to make sure I remember that.
I like that.
Lumberjacks don't.
My diesel powered generator powers my electric car.
Oh my goodness!
You tried.
No, it's true.
You tried.
Your diesel powered generator.
That's an. Oh, I did see a picture of that yesterday. A gas burning car with pulling a diesel powered generator as a mobile charging service for Teslas.
Yeah, the worst.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Let's go to a break. When we come back, we'll dive into. We've got some news of the day to talk about. We've got China. They've got some vaccine news, and the UK. They've approved their COVID vaccine, and let me tell you, everybody's just stacked up like cordwood to go get their shot. So we'll go to a break.
They have bad teeth in England, so it really doesn't a big risk.
I don't know what's going on.
Teeth are messed up. They die the vaccine, they're good. No, it's very hardcore there. Sorry. Good morning.
Yeah, well, they have bad teeth.
My brain's
so there's
just,
that.
My brain's just waking up. I apologize.
I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know.
I'm just trying to stall.
Well, are we going to be able to go to a break at some point?
Quality and the fastest turnaround time possible. Got you covered screen printing and embroidery on West Sandifer Road in Athens. Call to make an appointment with our graphic designer. She's awesome. 256-444-4500. That's 444-4500. And online at gotchacoveredathens.com.
There's nothing like the peace and serenity that you get while fishing. Invest in the rod you deserve. Old 18 is a veteran-owned company operated by a U.S. Navy SEAL and Top Gun fighter pilot, breaking the mold of the fishing industry. At Old 18, we offer high-quality products with a 25-year master rod builder behind every rod. We offer a no-nonsense, hassle-free warranty we stand in front of so you don't get left behind. Shop old18.com and type in the code BEARD for a 20% discount.
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Well, no.
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees, and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. You got anything planned over, big guy? Okay, all right. We are just full. Hey, look at that. We're only 3.5 seconds late.
Computer was slow.
Yeah, here your computer was slow. We are a technically challenged group here. Let me tell you. But we're here, and that's all that matters. Because, let's be honest, you don't come here for our technical savvy. You come here for the great content and the encouraging, loving, tone that we put out there.
That's the first mistake I think I've made the entire time I've been here. Apologize.
Are you serious?
I don't think I've made any mistakes.
That's like the 15th time you've messed up the music, so
no.
There's that. But
sometimes it's you don't have me turned up.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me,
my
turned
bad.
Turn up.
Get turn up. Turn up.
We're off to an awesome start.
We have started this thing just roaring. Any idea what happened on your side over there, dear?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just
As long
a
as we
little
know.
bit.
As long as we know.
Yep.
If you know, you know. That's all that matters. Okay. So now that we're off to a roaring start and we're just rumbling, stumbling, bumbling down the runway here, we never got to yesterday we never got to talking about the Huntsville City Schools because we ended up strapped for time in the 2 hours flies by.
Yes.
I really think
it really does.
We need some additional time. I think
and that's a huge story.
It is a huge
that
story.
we need additional time?
No.
Oh.
The Huntsville City Schools.
Well, yeah. Now, I don't really know what happened, but I've got a news story here I can read. Essentially, and Connor, maybe you can chime in here because you probably know more about a ransomware attack than anyone here. Oh, maybe you do. I mean,
Right, maybe.
I mean,
kind of what I do.
Yeah, but you're not on the tech side. If we're being honest.
True, but I have been.
You facilitate meetings between smart
I've been
people
well
and buyers.
versed on the dangers of ransomware and how
Sure. But if we wanted to dive into like how it happens, that's probably not your department as much.
I mean, a little.
You could probably arrange a call for us.
I do know some stuff about the situation, and my workplace has kind of been in work, and works with.
Are you on the front line of the fight against the Huntsville City School ransomware attack?
No.
Are you a soldier in the fight against ransomware?
The company I work for is not.
He's like those people that go to hair school just like half a year and don't really finish, but they know enough to be dangerous.
Oh, we all know those people, right?
Sure do know all those people.
Oh, we're all just surrounded by those.
You can obviously look at me. I've never been to hair school, so.
Now, what about your appearance would make that obvious? Just out of curiosity, how are you stereotyping hair school people?
Well, you don't see too many bald hairdressers. They got to kind of practice on themselves, right? They got to.
Do you practice on yourself?
No,
I didn't think so.
That would be like a girlfriend or another hairdresser.
You call
I'm going to let you keep digging, though.
And your best friends.
Just keep digging. So,
I know you don't do your own hair, but I mean.
Well, no, that's not what. But you said I know you practice on yourself. So then you did. You're pulling a Joe Biden here. I mean, you did, and then now you don't. Now, is it just because you forgot and you have dementia and you wear a diaper, or is it because you?
So, Sandee, you've never had someone else at your salon do your hair a different way, just so you can use that to kind of show your clients what can be done. And
I've had other people do my hair different ways.
So
practice.
I've had other people do my hair.
We talking about practice?
Not myself.
I'm the franchise player.
Back to Huntsville City Schools.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when sometimes on this show, when you pull out your shovel and you start digging, the rest of us grab a shovel and help you dig.
We're just gonna help. You don't help dig. You start hitting people over the head with the shovel.
Well, I just bring the backhoe in. And utilize machinery.
It's all right, I'll take it. I'm tough.
Well, I know you are. We all are on this. I mean, you have to be on this show.
Right.
This is a
thin skin. You go home crying and in a fetal position after.
Yeah, but the beauty of this show is everybody gets their punches in, though. Like. Because everyone's willing to take. I mean, there's no one on this show that's unwilling to take what they dish. I mean, if you're going to dish it, you got to be willing to stand there and take it. And I mean, that's the fun of it all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everybody knows that guy. The guy that goes to hair school for. No, I'm kidding. Everybody knows the guy that loves to sling and hurl the old jabs around, and the minute you jab them in one time, they become a wounded dog backed into a corner, and they're just rabid. And then they start taking swings that hurt.
Yeah. They want to finish the fight.
We call that injured. There's one thing when you're getting jabbed and all that, but when you get injured, it's a different ball game.
Yeah.
Because then you start talking about their mama, or they're like you bring out things, you cross lines.
You've been married 4 times.
Yeah, you cross the testosterone line, or some of those other lines that are a little more personal and private, and some of those lines.
Well, back to Huntsville City Schools.
That's when you get injured.
Yes. Yes.
I'm kidding, Connor. I'm messing with you.
What's going on with that?
I would have been mad if he lobbed you that softball and you didn't hit it. I would have been so angry with you. So you did a good job. Huntsville City Schools closed on December 1st due to a cyber threat that happened on Monday. A cyber threat. To mitigate the spread of a cyber attack, we will proceed with closing schools and campuses tomorrow, December 1st. Students, faculty, and staff members will not report to school buildings. Let's see. Where is the actual thing that happened? This is just the closing story. I feel like I'm reading the Like I'm reading the snow closings list right now. It doesn't have anything. Here it is. Cybersecurity expert weighs in. So Connor, what is a ransomware attack?
Broadly speaking, it's when...
broadly speaking.
Well, an attacker will put a program on your computer that encrypts all your files.
Whoa!
And in order to get the key to decrypt them, they demand a ransom.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Now,
so it's taking electronic prisoners or
sure, it holds your files hostage.
Hostage. That's the word I was looking for. I just couldn't come up with it. Okay.
Now, different attacks are different. Sometimes, if you pay, they will give you a key, but a lot of times they won't because at
when
that
you
point,
pay, they just destroy your files.
They don't destroy anything. They just don't give you the key because why would they?
Yeah, they could get more money or something.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a pretty good. I mean, if I'm going to be a criminal, it sounds like a pretty solid way to do it.
The amount of money that is made in the world from
here we go.
ransomware is insane.
He's got to show off his ransomware knowledge.
He's right, though.
It's in the massive.
It's the second largest economy in the world.
I'll get the official number here in a second.
Do it because I am kind of interested. I'm giving you a hard time, Boomer, but I am really kind of curious.
Well, the scary part about like the Huntsville City Schools, which are not sharing as much, because now, when they say that the FBI is involved and things like that, it's pretty serious. And,
well, the FBI got involved in Athens City Schools and nothing ever happened, so you just never know.
And it's been pretty prominent here lately. We've had the Madison County Sheriff's Department got hacked. Florence got hacked. Huntsville City had some stuff today. Now you've got the Huntsville City school system. And the scary part, which we're not sharing as much, is once someone gets that data, it depends on what data they've gotten. And the scary part with schools, and Zach, you're a parent. Sandee, you're a parent. I'm a parent. When you start saying that said company that you don't really know or hacker has your kid's social security number, it gets really scary because they don't have to do anything with it right now.
Right.
And like Connor said, you can pay to get said computers unlocked,
but they still have the information.
They still have the information.
And you can't change the social security number.
And so,
what if you could change the social security number like you could a credit card?
Then people would be changing it all the time, and they'd be voting in Georgia.
Hey, there it is. No, they would have already voted in Pennsylvania, but it is definitely the online crime world. It's just crazy what's out there in terms of what people can do with computer. It's amazing to me what 15, 16, 17-year-olds can do with computers because, my generation, your generation grew up with a stone and a tablet. Your stone tablet and
an abacus.
An abacus and a sundial. Ours grew up with, I'm the MySpace generation, right? So we were at the beginning. We were at the forefront of. We used AOL, Instant Messenger, where it would sign. Sandy, did you ever use Instant Messenger? Was that
All
what was your
the
screen
time.
name? What was your screen name?
I can't remember what my screen name was, but I used that sucker all the time.
I did a lot of flirting.
I'd be
there.
sitting at the computer
on AIM.
Yeah.
Doing my
It was
little
so
flirt
cool.
game, Be like, yo, girl, what your name is? What's your name? What's your number? I'm just kidding. I don't have a cell phone. I can't call you. What's your name? What's your screen name? You know what my screen name was? L Force Rider 138.
Any story there?
Well, my wakeboard was a liquid force, and it was a 138 centimeter wakeboard. I was big into wakeboarding at the time.
Okay.
So, it's not quite as cool as L Force Rider 138. Not as cool as as you maybe hoped it would be.
Now you'd name it after your fishing rod if it were.
Yeah.
You had to do it all over again.
Yeah, I probably would. I'd name it the old
smoke pole.
You can't get over the old smoke pole, can you?
No.
So, anyways, our generation, we know computers, and I guess technically I'm a millennial. I'm on the front end of that, so I'm a very old millennial. But and then what comes right before millennial?
Gen X.
Like the older than me is a Gen X.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Gen X.
That's like the MTV generation.
So I would identify more with Gen X probably than I would the millennials in terms of because I'm at the very, 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 very beginning.
Yeah, in between generations, it's always kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, well, I'm a millennial X. So no, but at the end of the day, I know computers okay, but I know my way around them to use them. These young kids, like, they know how to, like, deconstruct and construct and reconstruct and break apart and dive in, and they can hacking is something that I've often wondered. Like, I was like, man, it'd be kind of cool to be able to have some, like, very minimal hacking skills. And then I, like, get online and I'm like, there's no way I can do, like, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. And these 15, 16-year-old kids they do it in their sleep. And not intentionally, or not to do it incorrectly, but I mean, just teaching coding and all the programming, all the stuff that's going on. It's just there's a whole world of cybercrime out there that is obviously very disrupting.
2019, $75 billion.
No, you're
in
lying.
ransomware.
What?
$75 billion.
That's billion, by the way.
Yeah. That was
wow.
Oh my goodness.
We're in the wrong business.
Yeah. And they're teaching kids. I mean, there's actually
they're teaching kids to do ransomware attacks.
No, they teach them to do hacking. I mean, it's
why?
Because number one, it's to combat the hacker. Because the scary part with hackers
there's
is
a lot of fallacy in that thinking.
No, I mean, because you think of it, there's people that are hired for companies that they work for the company just to attack their own company, just to find out where the weak links are.
We're going to talk about this when we come back, because I don't like the way that feels.
Okay.
I don't like the way that feels. We're teaching someone to break the law so that other people won't break the law. I don't. Maybe we'll start teaching people how to use drugs correctly so that they can find other people using drugs.
Testers.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. Boomer and the Beard. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. News starts now.
The British government says yes to one of the COVID vaccines. The official announcement this morning at 10 Downing Street.
The Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency has this week recommended to the UK government, on the basis of the advice of the Commission on Human Medicines, that it should agree to the approval for use of the COVID-19 vaccine developed by Pfizer-BioNTech.
Dr. June Rain, head of medicines and healthcare products at the regulatory agency in Great Britain. Nearly 37,000 people died of COVID during the month of November in the U.S., the most since the early days of the pandemic. States have begun reopening field hospitals, and some have implemented tough new restrictions trying to get people to stay at home. Senate Republicans looking to pass a scaled-down COVID relief bill during the lame duck session, and then taking the issue up again next year when Joe Biden is president. Talks resumed on Capitol Hill this week. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
In any home, cabinets are an instrumental part of your design. So, when you open your current cabinets, what instrument do they play? Wouldn't you rather they sounded like this? They can. It just takes one call to us.
Cabinet Express Online, North Alabama's premier cabinet supplier. Whether you want a complete custom kitchen or some of our RTA line, at Cabinet Express Online, you will get the most value out of your hard-earned money every time. Are you looking for framed or frameless? Either way, in no time at all, your dream kitchen can be a reality. And the only place you should trust to bring that dream to life is Cabinet Express Online. Schedule your free design consultation today with Cabinet Express Online. Call 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355. And online at CabinetExpressOnline.com. Design your custom kitchen today with Cabinet Express Online.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you could move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed. It's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry MyPillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever.
Buy one MyPillow, get one MyPillow free. Call 800-889-7318 or go to MyPillow.com. Click on radio specials and use code BEARD at checkout.
Stay informed and entertained all day long. Only on WVNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host. It's beginning to feel a lot like Siberia. What?
It's cold.
It's not. But by the way, this weather is glorious.
Man.
It's beginning to feel a lot like Siberia.
Use facts. More people live in warm spots than cold spots. Go to the equator. Go to Antarctica.
Antarctica.
One place you find people not wearing a lot of clothes. Other place you just find bear. But,
You think there's a lot of bear in Antarctica?
Couple polar bears.
You think there's polar bears in Antarctica?
Maybe one or two.
There's this video right now that I'm watching that is fantastic. It's there's a kid. It looks like it's Dad's day out with the youngin. The young kid is running up the hood of the car. Look, up the hood of the car to the top of the car, and Dad can't get his hands on him. And this kid's just running back and forth from the hood of the car to the top of the car to the hood of the car to the top of the car.
There's no videos better than people chasing like toddlers or
chickens.
I had a situation.
You ever watch people chase chickens?
Yes,
it's hilarious.
My mother, I probably got the worst beating of my life when I was a kid. There's two malls in Louisville. There's one that's Oxmoor Mall, and there's another one that is a mall. Oxmoor Mall.
Wow,
and then
what a name!
The mall in St. Matthews. Well, the mall in St. Matthews has one of those huge like fountains where you throw like pennies in, and
I love those.
I proceeded when I was 4 to go out into the fountain. Into the middle.
Oh.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
Oh, that's so good, though.
And refused to come back out. So my mom had to get in said fountain.
Your mom had to climb off in the fountain?
Yes.
Did you get any pennies while you were in there?
No, but I got.
But you got a handful of whooping.
I got a sack full of pennies later. Just beat.
But hey, his wish came true because he's sitting here with us. You
Yeah.
know?
Okay.
He wished to one day be on
the radio.
Talk radio.
One day be famous.
Yeah.
In
that
Athens,
sounds
Alabama.
like a plan that was lived out.
Sandee, what are you saying?
I'm infamous, which is more than famous.
I mean, that sounds great. It sounds wonderful.
I'm the infamous.
Sandee, get off that wireless devil over there.
No, I'm sitting here looking at what like different expressions to complain about cold weather so that Boomer can use some of them. And one is, it's brass monkey weather.
That funky monkey.
Exactly. It's frosty, or it's
What does that have
Arctic
to do with
outside.
being cold?
Like the slang, like to say like little slang ways to say it's.
I know, but what does a
Yeah.
brass monkey have to do with temperature?
Oh, so it says this cool expression means extremely cold, while the origin of this expression is a heatedly debated one, no pun intended. You can learn more about it in this nice video by Oxford Dictionaries. And then I'm supposed to go on a video, but I'm not going to do that. So.
What would be your reference site here?
KSEA. Well, okay, let me start that over. KSEacademy.com.
Just above.
Sounds legit.
Just above that article, it said Joe Biden's rescue dog, attacked by aliens.
How did you know that? No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't say that up there.
Just above that, it says
Another
Donald
one
Trump
is
will be
it's
president.
crisp.
Cheap shot.
Hey, we should jump into. I know, like I said, later on if we want to, the Project Veritas with them recording CNN. It really exposed CNN pretty in a bad light. So if we want to jump into that later
Yeah,
on.
because CNN really needs help being put in a bad light. Let me tell you.
Well, the crazy thing is like they get put into the bad light, but it's like no one really gets upset about that side. That's the part that frustrates me. Is that
So I just Googled Project Veritas. The first headline, Project Veritas, CNN sting uncovers explosive news that Tucker Carlson is a racist.
I don't know what that means. I hadn't seen that part.
Is Tucker Carlson a racist?
I don't know.
I sure hope not. I'd be upset. So in other news, we were talking about
ransomware.
Ransomware and this whole teaching people to hack so that they can stop the hackers, okay? And so let's look at this conceptually, because I think I have an issue with this. Connor, you're going to need to weigh in here pretty heavily, I would imagine, since we're all a bunch of old fogies that are we're all conspiracy crazy, if you ask Connor. But why are we teaching young people how to compromise the security of web pages or companies or whatever, in hopes that one day they might become the anti-hacking security force, when the reality is, I mean, other than Connor, because he's exemplary, but myself, Sandee, Boomer, like, did you guys at any point in your childhood take a well-intentioned lesson or anything like that and put it to bad use, for like, say, like, did you ever, were you as a young person, as a young teenager, as an early 20s kind of a, in the wild phase of life, did you take things that were meant for good and maybe spin them over into the camp of it's a little gray, or I mean, let's look at our decisions with members of the opposite sex, right? A beautiful thing. God gave it to us in the context of a married relationship. As young people, we took this beautiful thing and we put it in a place it shouldn't be, and there are consequences for that, right? Like, it's something that we've talked about on the show. The decisions I made at that age affect my marriage now at 33 years old, because I chose not to value my wife over everything, even though I didn't know who she was, and even though in the moment I thought, whatever. But that whole concept of, like, well, people are inherently good, and we, if we give them these tools and this understanding and this knowledge now, then one day they'll be on the good team, and then we send these kids off and they become indoctrinated at these colleges for liberal agendas or whatever, and now all of a sudden you've got a bunch of people that can steal an election for Donald Trump or against Donald Trump. See what I'm saying? I mean,
I hate to say the word slippery slope, but you're right. It's a fine line of. I just watched the Snowden movie.
I've heard it was pretty good.
It is, and that was a scary one. Even though I don't know, I mean, what he did was somewhat wrong, but I mean, in his way, he's looking at it from an ethical side of trying to get.
Was it wrong?
Yeah, I'm torn on it, because I'm always like.
I would almost say he's a patriot.
That could be. I can see that's the slippery slope. But you have to, like, when this thing's coming in like this, we have to know what's going on. And, like,
what are the odds it's a student at Huntsville High School that's done the ransomware attack?
That's what I was wondering.
This
if
is
it
bigger
was a
than
student.
that.
Yeah,
this is a bigger.
Yeah, no, it's bigger.
I doubt it's even within the country, honestly.
No. Yeah,
it's Russia.
Do we know how much? Do we know how much money they were wanting?
They haven't said. They haven't said that yet.
$1 million.
But the things that were scary, and this is not completely confirmed, but I've heard, you've seen people talking about it.
Connor.
They had the attack, and then there are several parents that have come forward that had said they received phone calls.
Ooh, not phone
and the
calls.
phone calls were, is your child such and such? Is their social security numbers such and such? And all these things.
Oh, that's not creepy at all.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
gosh.
well, but you think about it.
Definitely Russia.
If someone called you, I'm not for sure where your son goes to school, but let's just say it's Athens. If someone called Connor's parents and said, "Hey, I'm so and so with Athens High School. We're doing some upgrades on our system, and I just need to confirm some information. Is Connor's birthday this? Is Connor's social security number this?" A lot of people don't even think, because they're just thinking, well, they just said it's from Athens High School, so you must think it's legit. And then once you on the phone, if you were to say yes, then by you saying yes, they have access to your social security number, and they can pretty much do
that.
It's very scary.
Crazy.
I've noticed my wife's Mimi, her grandma, is she's got some memory issues going on that are very sad to watch. very, very sad to watch. One example, we were at her brother's wedding, and I ushered Mimi to her hotel room. We all stayed in the hotel they got married in, and I sat and talked with her for 30 minutes, and we had a great. I love Mimi's awesome, and she's just this free spirited, like just regal lady with story. I mean, she's got stories from she's an unbelievable woman, and there's moments when you sit there and you have these conversations where she recalls, her entire 20s to you, and it's just this beautiful moment. You sit there and talk, and we were talking about politics and how she used to be active in politics and this and this and this. And then I said, okay, Mimi, I'm going to run down to the room, leave the door unlocked. Bunny, Ashley's mom, is going to come down here and check on you and put you to bed and make sure everything's good. And sure enough, I said, do not lock the door. Under no circumstances, lock that door. And she ended up locking the door, and we had to go through some links to get back in the room. And she had told Bunny that there had been a man that had come in, and that she was scared, and so she locked the door. It was me.
Oh wow!
But now she's getting all these phone calls, and they're asking bank account information. They're asking, and it's like you see them targeting a generation of people that don't have any technical savvy, don't understand. And so, and then add on top of that the memory stuff, and it's just terrifying. It's like, how do we keep, because she's an independent woman and she still wants to, and so it's just like these cyber crimes are so serious and so close to home. There really is no way to, I don't think there's any way to stop them, right? I mean, it's just a matter of trying to do the best job policing it that you can. Let's go to a break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. 866-494-9866, 866-494-WVNN, old18.com hotline. If you've got some, how many of you have gotten that phone call, or you have a cousin that's the prince of, Dubai, that, you happen to be entitled to millions of dollars, and all you have to do is give us your social security number and we'll give you your millions. Let's hear from you. What kind of scams are out there? You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. We'll be right
back. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
Are you tired? You suffer from chronic fatigue, neuropathy, or joint pain? Call Madison Integrative Medicine. Our amazing staff will provide an individualized patient experience focused on your overall health to treat the cause, not just the problem, utilizing both traditional and natural medicine. Don't let the symptoms become overwhelming. Treat them preventatively with Madison Integrative Medicine on Slaughter Road in Madison. Call 256-325-0955. That's 325-0955.
Karen's a quilter.
Karen's Quality Quilts. Quality custom quilts quickly.
How's the quilting business, Karen?
Kind of quiet. My quest to quadruple my quilting sales has created a quagmire.
Can I be candid, Karen?
Okay.
You need a website that can encompass the quality of your quilts.
I know quilts, but I know no computers. They're confusing.
But there are people who know coding like you know quilting.
Who's that?
I'm glad you asked. Web Underdog creates websites that don't just catch the eye, they catch customers. And they're as user-friendly for you as they are for your clients. We build high-quality, clean, well-coded, custom designs for organizations of all sizes that are affordable, professional, and specially made for your brand and visitors. Outside of responsive web design, Web Underdog also offers search engine optimization, website management, and so much more. Give your business the professional touch and contact Web Underdog for a free web design quote. Call 256-998-0667. That's 998-0667 and online at webunderdog.com. Web Underdog, your local web design and SEO agency.
You go as hard as you can. And then a little harder.
And then it was like I stepped funny, And I could barely walk on it. Okay, let's take a look.
At Lang Chiropractic, we'll help your sports performance and your overall health by improving your range of motion, flexibility, relieving inflammation, and so much more. Focusing to improve your health and wellness in all areas of your life. Whether you're having trouble with back pain, neck pain, or just want to start feeling better when you wake up in the morning, Dr. David Lang is focused on a whole person approach, finding those underlying causes and creating a personalized plan for your individual needs. Schedule your visit by calling 256-444-1600. That's 444-1600 at Lang Chiropractic on Highway 72 East in Athens in the Publix Shopping Center. Visit us online at langchiropracticcenter.com. Lang Chiropractic, we've got your back. Come see us today.
Where is your haircut gone? We know you don't get out as much. You don't drive by your regular sport clips and pop in for that MVP haircut experience that is so much more than a haircut. But isn't it worth getting out for? For that legendary hot steam towel for your face, massaging shampoo that makes you melt into your seat. Oh man, you remember that, right? We found your haircut. It's right where you left it. Sport Clips. It's good to be a guy.
Where Alabama talks. WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host. Checking in this morning. We're so thankful that you're here with us. We're so thankful that you choose to join us every single morning. We are doing the Bearded Bonanza right now at beardedisbetter.com, thehometownheartbeat.com. If you need some money for the holidays, let's be honest, who doesn't? You want $250 of my money? I'll give it to you. All you got to do is go to thehometownheartbeat.com, www.thehometownheartbeat.com, and you'll be entered to win $250 cash money, and it won't take us as long to get you your money as it has taken us to get you your shirts. That's a promise. We will get you some Loco Dumpling Design cornhole boards. Look, there's all kinds of stuff we're giving away, and all you have to do is go to thehometownheartbeat.com, beardedisbetter.com. I think we need to switch our website officially to beardedisbetter.com. A little more catchy.
Yeah.
A little easier to spell and not thehometownheartbeat.com. Less letters all the way around. But either one of them go to the same place right now. So you can click on either one of them. Go to the Bearded Bonanza. Win $250. It's that simple. Let me tell you guys about Simple Helix. Or better yet, we'll let Clay, Boomer here, tell you about old Simple Helix. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, it's in
Something
the news.
about ransomware.
Yeah, we've talked about it. Ransomware is huge. It's happening, and people here locally are getting hit with it. And it's the main thing that you can do with ransomware. Your data may get stolen, but Simple Helix has programs that you can actually test your employees to make sure your network is cyber secure. But the big part about ransomware is if you have everything backed up in an offsite, offline location, if you get locked down, you can just shut everything down and then reload everything back in.
This is not a drill. This is not a drill.
So you do not have to pay the ransom, which the ransom payments are massive. I think the
a gazillion dollars.
Madison County Sheriff's Department, I think they had to pay like $300,000 or $400,000. I think $500,000-$600,000 over in Florence. So yeah, some pretty big hefty payments.
I tell you, we're in the wrong business.
Yeah, 256.
If only we were Russian.
256-975-4758. It can help you with your Microsoft environment. Teams is a big thing that you've had to use during the work from home situation. So if you do not have Office 365, you need to do that. They are a Microsoft Gold partner. They can hook you up with that and can kind of be the one that helps manage that. So you don't have to call India or Seattle when you're calling into whatever Microsoft help desk. You can actually call here locally in the good old U.S. of A. 256-975-4758, Simple Helix.
Man, that's a cool story there on ESPN here. A young lady at Baylor, women's basketball player, which don't get me wrong, I'm not a big fan of women's basketball, but she suffered a spinal cord. She suffered a spinal cord injury a year ago, had to relearn how to walk and all that, and she's playing basketball for Baylor again this year. It's really neat. I love watching athletes persevere like that. You see these guys get Ryan Shazier, the Pittsburgh linebacker that had a spinal cord injury, and now he's never going to play again, but he's walking, which is unbelievable. You got Alex Smith, who suffered that crazy Joe Theismann-esque broken leg that is he's back with a vengeance. It's just really neat to watch people just persevere this way. You know it. There's something about it I greatly enjoy watching. The human spirit is an unbelievable thing. And I didn't understand it more than when I was in the military, because when I went into the military, I was abusing every substance known to man. I was in bad shape. I was just an absolute buffoon. And you get there, and they're like, "Hey, let's go walk 1 billion miles," and you're like, "I don't want to walk one," but yet you're surrounded by people that are like you, that are all struggling with it, and you convince yourself. And the biggest thing I learned in the military, you can do anything for 30 minutes or for 3 days or for 3 months or fill in the blank. If you tell your body you can do it, you can do it. And so it's just I love watching the triumph of the human spirit. God created such magnificent things when he created us, and I'm just it's just really cool to watch people do their thing. It's even better when they do their thing and give glory to God in doing so. And so I certainly hope that all, Alex Smith is for sure, he's big on his faith and saying that the only reason he's not just walking again but playing football again is because God's grace and all that. But just an incredible, I love stuff like that. I'm a big softy, big teddy bear. If anybody thinks anything different, is you don't know me very well. I'm just the big old teddy bear. Ain't that right, Sandee?
You got it. I've said it many times before.
So I mean, this ransomware thing's got me terrified now. I'm over here changing my passwords to everything, It does. I mean, it does make you wonder about, like, there's all these identity theft companies out there, LifeLock and stuff like that. It does make you kind of want to look into some of that stuff, doesn't it? Because it, man, what about the VPN stuff? Have you guys seen that there's some private VPN stuff that's really popular right now that you can buy, and you can mask your IP address and all that stuff at the house. It also allows you to watch Netflix from like any country you want to watch it from because you dial up a VPN from Germany, say, and you can watch a German Netflix, which they have it's a different offering there. Now you got to read subtitles, which is one of my biggest pet peeves in the world. Does anyone here enjoy subtitled movies?
No.
I
can't stand it because I'm focused on reading. I can't watch the movie. Connor's leaning
That's
in
me.
here.
It doesn't bother me.
Well, you're a smart person, so that makes
not my
more
preference,
sense.
but it's fine.
My girls will watch a movie on Netflix, and they have the subtitles going the whole time, and I'm like, what do you watch? Like, I have to watch the words, but I want to see what they're doing, and I've got to, I hate doing
I might as well
that.
read a book.
Oh, it drives me nuts.
Might as well read a book with sound effects.
Yeah.
An audiobook, maybe.
Right.
Or something. I don't know. It's I'm not a big fan of subtitled movies, but what can I say? So I'll tell you guys about our new advertising partner. We've talked about them in the past. It just took a little while to get everything lined up. But Madison Alternative Medicine and Madison Integrative Medicine. So these guys I got introduced to them through my partner, Keith. We've talked about it on the show. I felt awful lethargic and just kind of, I don't feel like I have much energy. And when we got my testosterone, dialed in and working through that. And I think we've got that, so I haven't given you guys an update on that in a long time. But for those of you that are new to the show, my testosterone was 0. The doctor was like, hey, you don't have low testosterone, you have no testosterone. And so we've been working through that. And that was like a roller coaster trying to get that dialed in, because I went from 0 to like, the next reading was like literally off the charts. Like it just said more than 1,500. Like it didn't even give me a number. It was so high. And there's some danger associated with that, because your hematocrit gets up and your blood gets really thick, and then you might stroke out and die. And so it's like this pendulum that wildly swings until you get it dialed in. Well, we've kind of got that dialed in, but I've been seeing Dr. Gilliam over at Madison Alternative Medicine, and I've had 12 major surgeries since college. My knee, I tore my ACL, LCL, meniscus, MCL, and PCL all in my left knee. That's basically everything but one ligament in your knee. And so essentially, if you are looking at a knee, the inner ligament that faces the other leg is the only one that was left intact. And so I've had knee issues. Basically, a year ago, I had an ortho look at me and say, you're going to need knee replacement in the next 10 years. I'm 33. And they're talking about a total knee replacement for me. And so that doesn't really fit my lifestyle because I'm still very active. I know my body, I am a finely tuned athletic specimen, but I might be more finely round tuned now than maybe I was before. But I still play softball and I still play baseball and I still go on mission trips in Central America. And Madison, alternative medicine, they do injection therapy. And they do like vitamin C injections, and they do I got an inflammation injection, and dude, it was crazy. I am dead serious. Like I felt new. Like I felt like all the inflammation in my joints was gone in a matter of literally like an hour. It's the craziest thing, and I'm not like understand that was a month and a half ago. Like I went and became a patient first. So that because on this show, the one thing we're never going to do is endorse something we don't believe in. We just won't do it. I don't. Right. We don't. It's not a matter of radio, selling our radio's soul to the devil, if you will. We're not gonna support anything on this show that we don't believe in. And so I became a patient first, and I've been utilizing man. It's been unbelievable. So if you suffer from neuropathy or joint pain or there's all kinds of stuff, I would highly suggest that you check out. If you're just tired all the time and you don't have energy and you don't know why, I would highly recommend you guys check out Madison Alternative Medicine. Dr. Gilliam is one of the best. First of all, it's just a lot of fun to talk to. But that's Madison Alternative Medicine there on I forgot the name of the road. I'll give you their name and phone number and such at some point later in the show. But you guys definitely be sure to check out Dr. Gilliam at Madison Alternative Medicine or Blake at Madison Integrative Medicine. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. Boomer and the Beard. We'll be right back.
WVNN Athens, WVNN FM Trinity, a Cumulus station. It's 6 o'clock. News starts now.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. A COVID vaccine approved for use in the UK.
Separate teams have been working in parallel to deliver the most rigorous review of this vaccine. No corners have been cut.
Dr. June Rain, who heads up the British Medicines Regulatory Department, distribution expected to begin in Britain next week. In this country, the feared winter COVID surge is upon us. Nearly 37,000 people died last month, the most since the early days of the pandemic. Nearly 100,000 people are hospitalized. Later today, the CDC will announce new COVID quarantine rules.
The CDC today expected to reduce the recommended isolation time for COVID exposure from 14 down to just 7 days with a test. They will likely tell Americans they should quarantine for 10 days without taking a test if you've been in contact with someone who's COVID positive. The advisory board will likely offer those recommendations after months of experience with millions of Americans who have been in contact with someone who had the virus but did not get sick themselves.
That's ABC's Andy Field. The Justice Department is looking into a possible scheme to obtain a presidential pardon for money. ABC's Faith Abubey is in Washington with a story.
Newly unsealed court documents show the Justice Department is looking into allegations that lobbyists may have tried to bribe White House officials. According to the documents, the bribery conspiracy includes an offer of a substantial political contribution in exchange for a presidential pardon or reprieve of sentence. The White House is declining to comment. The Justice Department saying no government official was or is currently a subject or target of the investigation disclosed in this filing.
Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell pushing a scaled-back $500 billion bipartisan stimulus plan.
We're going to send that out to all the offices and get some feedback to see how our members react to a proposal that we can say for sure would be signed into law.
You're listening to ABC News.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
Since I've been taking it, I can actually wear a pair of sandals because the pain sometimes would be so bad I would never wear a pair of sandals. Now I can drive the car with sandals. My feet don't hurt me. I used to go to bed at night and my feet used to keep me up all night long. No more. My feet haven't bothered me since I've been taking this. I could even walk barefoot, which I could never do before. I really feel great. I really, really do. I feel like I used to feel, you know?
Get a wide variety of all your daily recommended servings of whole fruits and vegetables without having to leave your home. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FRUITS.
Where's your haircut gone? We know you don't get out as much. You don't drive by your regular sport clips and pop in for that MVP haircut experience that is so much more than a haircut. But isn't it worth getting out for? For that legendary hot steam towel for your face, massaging shampoo that makes you melt into your seat. Oh man, you remember that, right? We found your haircut. It's right where you left it. Sport Clips. It's good to be a guy.
If your computer stopped working, your business will grind to a standstill. This is Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host. Friends over at Simple Helix. The cost of a full-time IT department is really just unreasonable. Call Simple Helix today at 256-975-4758. They never take a vacation and cost far less than a full-time employee or staff. This new normal we live in has us working from home and remoting in all the time, so 24-hour support is more important than ever. Reliable and safe access for you and your employees doesn't get more simple than Simple Helix. 256-975-4758. That's 975-4758. Tell them the beard sent you.
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Oh, well, no.
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees, and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
My great-great-aunt Bertha May had certain words she would not let us say at the dinner table. Nowadays, if you're a government contractor, CMMC is one of those words. Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification. It's where you've got to be in the DoD world if you want to bid and win government contracts. 256-975-4758. My friends at Simple Helix, look, they're not afraid, and they can show you a cost-effective path to becoming CMMC compliant. What that means, they're going to help you navigate the process. They're going to make a plan, and they're going to get you to those big government contracts you need. Give my friends at Simple Helix a call today at 256-975-4758. That's 975-4758. Tell them the beard sent you.
It's your news now. WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded, non-bed music using host. It's there. It is. That is the slowest intro I've ever heard in my entire life.
Here we go.
And there it is. Thank you for that. That's number 2.
Well, I can't cue it up
for the day, just in case you're curious about.
I'm limited in my
For
technology.
those of you keeping score at home, that's number 2. We were going to.
You always call me number 2 anyway. So I mean,
number 2 here, sitting in the old number 2 chair.
Such a derogatory comment.
I don't know about that. What is that, numerical appropriation?
There's other things that's called number 2 that's just not very flattering.
It's numerical appropriation.
Go to the bathroom, you do number 1. Number 2 is not so good.
Oh my gosh. So, what about those sports?
Hey, what about a world record of a mom that gave birth to a 27-year-old?
I'm sorry, what?
What?
A mom gave birth to a 27-year-old.
Shut up. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Molly Everett Gibson gave birth to a 27-year-old frozen embryo.
What?
They took the embryo that was 27 years old.
Hold on a minute now. Hold on a minute. Gave live birth.
Yes.
To a 27-year-old embryo.
Yes.
I have so many questions.
Baby weighed 6 pounds, 13 ounces. Was born on October 26th.
Benjamin Button.
So how does that work?
That's you brought it up. That's the question
I mean, that's something that everybody's. It's modern technology. It's amazing, but I'm thinking, is that child 27? That's a curveball there.
In dog years, it's no, I don't.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
now the embryo, the embryo has a sibling that is 24 years old, and they're fully genetic siblings. So how crazy would it be if you're 24 and you find out that you have a 27-year-old baby brother? That's the weirdest. Yeah.
So the 24-year-old is
born.
actually 24 years old.
Correct.
It's not still a frozen embryo.
No. That's when one embryo that survived and one was harvested, and then that was frozen. And
well,
now,
the fact that it was able to be frozen that long and not die when they tried to thaw it out and everything, that's incredible.
Yeah, well,
she's thaw it out like it's some shrimp out of the freezer.
Well, Mike and I went through in vitro,
right,
to have Riker,
right.
So the whole process is extremely interesting, to say the least. But we lost one of our embryos because we had 4, and then the first one I lost. And then the doctor thought that we were going to put 2 in the next time, and he thawed 2 of them out, and one of them died. So, I mean, it's really interesting. Things you didn't know about me, also right there. So, it's really interesting that is 27 years old, and but that is weird. You're born. It's the first day that you're an actual. Well, no, because it's a baby still.
Yeah, no, it's still
weird.
not 27 years old because there's not been life for that long.
Yeah.
There's been molecular structures for that long, I guess. I don't know. That's weird. Where does life begin?
Wow.
That's weird.
Anyway, I didn't mean to throw.
Yeah, no. Way to literally tie concrete blocks to our waist and toss us off the pier there. Sink to the bottom, can't get up. In other news, 103-year-old World War II veteran released from Madison Hospital after beating coronavirus. He said, guess what? The beaches of Normandy wouldn't get me, and neither will you, China virus. That's a different class of people right there, let me tell you. That's the greatest generation mankind has ever known.
I love those stories. I've actually had a friend of mine in Kentucky who his mom and dad both were in the hospital with COVID and not doing very well, and they both were released yesterday. So I want to hear more of those stories of the people that said, not today, Corona.
Well, my aunt is not doing well. She contracted coronavirus. She's very, very, very old, and things are not looking good. And so she's very much in the at-risk category. I mean, she's lived an incredible life, and Hazel. So we could use prayers for that situation. Certainly, her and her husband both have it. So we'll see. I found out yesterday things aren't going well. So hopefully, I mean, again, she is part of that greatest generation that the world has ever seen. So hopefully she can, she didn't storm the beaches of Normandy, but by God, she would have. I guarantee that. She's one of the toughest women on the face of the planet. So we'll see. Hopefully that goes well. But no, we've got a couple of news stories out here that are really good that we need to talk about. 866-494-9866, 866-494-WVNN. If you've got something to add or bring to the table, we would love to talk with you now. We've got our daily call from Dan from Madison. Dan on line 5. Dan, how's your shoulder, buddy?
Very well. I was getting ready to go swim, but the natatorium, their dehumidifier and heater system doesn't work. So what happens is the water is extremely warm, and then with no heat or dehumidifier, you can't see 5 feet in front of you. It's a fog inside the pool.
Sounds like a scientific mystery.
Yeah, I know. A Couple things. Number one, World War II, my wife's father was in it, and he did the death march in the middle of winter with no shoes on. I actually recorded the whole story, which I got very fortunate. I'm glad I did. Recorded the whole story. He had a map, and he showed everywhere he was, and it was with pictures, and it's just something I cherish. And he was a wonderful man. Never judged anybody. Very kind spoken. Just a great guy. Other thing, real quick, COVID. I've got a real good friend of mine that Clay might know, Bama Zach.
Yes,
he's a real big Bama guy. Yeah, he has the COVID, and I think he has a double whammy. I think he also has either the flu or something like that on top of it. So he's on a risk. He's been on that respirator for, I believe, 4 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, he's had ups and downs, and I actually got a text yesterday about Bama Zach, and they said that they had lowered his ventilator to 55, which is definitely getting better. So,
Thanks for the call, Dan. Appreciate that. But yeah, Bama Zach is known to a lot of folks, and
he's an Athens icon.
He is that for sure. We're gonna run through a shoot ready aim here in the next segment. So let's go ahead and go to a break. We'll come back. I've got Kaylee McEnany accusing a Playboy reporter of being a misogynist. It's got to love a little using the left against the left. We've got Twitter suspending a analyst who testified that up to 300,000 people voted in the Arizona election that were fake, and we've got the San Francisco mayor attending the same restaurant that one Gavin Newsom attended. It's funny how the ruling class gets to do whatever they want while they take away your rights. You gotta fight for your right to party. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. We'll be back.
Listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
What's better than pizza? That's right, nothing. Well, maybe except for the many ways you can eat it.
I like thinner crust. Oh, and with a side of ranch.
I'll take mine with a pretty crazy assortment of toppings. Thousands. With a side of wings. Hot ones.
Pizza. It's a beautiful thing and found all over the world. But for your slice of the pie here locally, you want to try Donato's Pizza in Madison. Enjoy our famous pizzas loaded with edge-to-edge toppings, 100 slices of pepperoni, the family recipe sausage, fresh hand-cut veggies, and premium cheeses like our aged smoked provolone. You'll notice the Donato's difference. But why stop there? We also offer subs, calzones, wings, and desserts. Don't keep eating those same old leftovers. Make tonight a Donato's night with Donato's Pizza on Madison Boulevard in Madison. Call 256-772-6789. That's 772-6789. And online at Donatos.com. Donato's Pizza, where every piece is important.
As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of their life. He didn't stop at the MyPillow. Let me tell you something. I just got my Giza Dream bed sheets, and they are unbelievable. Mike found this cotton called Giza cotton. It's incredibly soft, super breathable, extremely durable, 60-day money back. That same money back guarantee, that same 10-year warranty that you have on that MyPillow you love so much. The first night you sleep on the Giza sheets, you will never want anything else. Let me tell you something. My son, he's 4. He knows the difference. He knows the difference. He said, Daddy, where are those soft sheets that Mr. Mikey sent me? I said, don't worry, kid, I got you. Pulled them out of the dryer, put them on there. Listen, you right now have a special offer. You will receive 2 for 1 low price and free shipping on the Giza Dream Sheets if you call 1-800-889-7318 or go to mypillow.com/radio specials. Use the promo code BEARD. Again, mypillow.com, radio specials, promo code BEARD.
Remember being in your favorite sport clips, getting set for that great MVP haircut experience? Yeah, how about if we made that wait even shorter? Now, with Sport Clips On Deck text alerts, when you check in online or with our app, we'll text you a 15-minute heads up when it's time to head in. And when you're the next man up, you'll get another text to come take your seat. Less wait time, more prime time. Sport Clips. It's good to be a guy.
The talk station in Alabama, WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host. Let me tell you guys about our friends over at Purcell Lumber and Custom Millwork. Purcell Lumber Custom Millwork is a proud sponsor of Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard, and they are the one-stop shop, the only place I would go if I was you to get my do-it-yourself project stuff, your tools, Benjamin Moore paints, you name it, they've got it. The best customer service in the industry, and Lynn Purcell is a friend and a great man. 256-232-6320. Give them a call today. They're right here in Athens. They will take great care of you. Tell them the Beard sent you. Again, that's Purcell Lumber Custom Millwork. 256-232-6320. Okay, so we've got a handful of headlines we need to run through here before we have Grant on next segment. Where do we want to start? Do we want to start with the old tweeter? Do we want to start with Kayleigh McEnany or Ted Cruz? I'll let you pick.
Kayleigh
McEnany. Okay, Kayleigh McEnany, who is honestly one of my favorite people on the face of the planet. White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany accuses a reporter from Playboy for shouting at her in a, quote, misogynistic manner, and called for the White House Correspondents Association to investigate him. I have two questions about this. I did not know that Playboy had a spot in the White House press corps.
I didn't know they still existed. I thought they'd kind of quit doing stuff.
I mean, I get it. Ivanka's beautiful, but wow. I mean, let's not get carried away here. Playboy? I mean, I'm just saying. Very classy lady. I mean, Donald Trump's certainly not going to be the cover model.
No.
I would hope. Although I wouldn't put it past him. McEnany made the comments about reporter Brian Karim. He also has low ears. During an interview on Fox and Friends, she was addressing an argument she had with the media about double standard between how they treat Republican women versus Democratic women in White House roles, and she's true. The double standard in the media is absolutely absurd, said McEnany. If you're a Democrat woman who comes into the West Wing behind me, who take that podium, your biggest concern outside of your official duties is the next glowing profile to be written about you. If you're a female woman in the Republican Party who takes the podium, guess what your worry is? Having a Playboy reporter shout questions, demeaning, misogynistic questions at you during a briefing. Now, I would really... and then Karam replies on Twitter because he's a keyboard warrior. But lame, real Donald Trump. Wow, English is so hard. Real Donald Trump failed 3 times in court to ban me. Speaking truth to power is not misogyny. You work for a misogynist.
Oh my gosh.
Your briefings are propaganda. You failed the American people. You're sore because you can't answer questions honestly. Like, she may be the best and most honest White House press secretary we've ever had.
Yeah. And she is thorough. I mean, she has a notebook of everything.
She has to be, because she's right. There is a double standard. Okay, second one. Twitter or Ted Cruz?
Ted Cruz.
Wrong, going to Twitter. I can only...
I wanted Ted Cruz.
Look, I'm not going to let you swing 3 times and miss. Twitter suspends data analysts who testified up to 300,000 fake people voted in Arizona. Now, this is interesting. On Monday, Twitter, the arbiter of truth, suspended an account belonging to a Trump campaign witness who testified about voter irregularities at an election integrity hearing in Phoenix, Arizona. Bobby Pitton, an investment advisor and managing partner at Preactive Investments, was suspended by Twitter on the same day he testified that 306,000 people that were not real voted in the Arizona election. He claimed that after analyzing government voter registration and census data, in his opinion, the biggest fraud in the history of our constitutional republic is taking place right before our very eyes. A spokesperson told The Blaze Pitton's account was permanently suspended for violating Twitter rules on platform manipulation and spam. Apparently, if you testify against the deep state, you are no longer on Twitter.
Wow.
Glad I'm not on Twitter.
I am, but I don't use it. This is what we call censorship at the highest level.
You're just being conspiracy theorist now.
Now they've also suspended Senator Doug Mastriano. They have his official Senate account has been permanently banned. Is anything going to happen to to these? Are these people? Or are they just going to be able to just do whatever
Probably
they want?
not. They probably
got to.
are. They're going to be able to. They're going to be able to do whatever they want to. They're controlling what everybody wants to hear. It's
866-494-9866. 866-494-WVNN. Old18.com hotline. What do? We can't take on Twitter. I can't take on Twitter. You can't take on Twitter. There's not enough bipartisan support to do anything about them because it's the propaganda machine of the left. They cannot both be a public forum and an arbiter of truth. They can't.
Yeah, they got to truly define freedom of speech.
Man, I just don't.
What the repercussions.
This makes me so mad I can't see straight. It really does. Senator Ted Cruz, now to your...
That's why I didn't pick Twitter, because I didn't want you mad.
Well, we were going to get there either way. Senator Ted Cruz, which I hope he's the next presidential candidate. He won't be, but I sure hope he is. Everybody keeps saying Marco Rubio.
Hope it's Candace Owens and McEnany.
Candace Owens is, unfortunately, she might be a vice president, but I don't think, honestly, unpopular opinion here, I don't think America's ready for a woman president.
I think if it's the right one, I think we would be.
I would hope so because
Candace Owens, I would.
Oh my gosh, I would, man, I would volunteer with her campaign. I would door knock. I would canvass. I would do whatever.
If you had Owens, Kaylee,
Dan Crenshaw, Dan Crenshaw and Candace Owens.
That'd be good.
That's the ticket right there. Old One-Eye Crenshaw and dude, he is a pirate bad A.
Would they call him the first one-eyed president? Would they break the glass ceiling?
The pirate president, breaking the patch ceiling,
breaking the glass eye ceiling,
the glass eyeglass ceiling, breaking the eyeglass ceiling. Senator Ted Cruz, who, if you have not listened to his podcast, you should. It's one of the best. It's one of the best, no nonsense, straightforward, politically. It's centrist. He's not a Trump fanboy, but he's a conservative, and so he is. Put out a statement on Tuesday urging the United States Supreme Court to hear the emergency appeal challenging the results in Pennsylvania, which was filled by fellow Republicans. I do think that this needs to happen. Last month, Pennsylvania Rep. Mike Kelly and GOP congressional candidate Sean Parnell filed the lawsuit in their home state declaring universal mail-in voting unconstitutional, which it is, to be clear. It is. There is a specific way that federal election rules and voting rules are changed, and it cannot be done unilaterally at the state level by the way it was done was unconstitutional. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I don't think there's any confusion there. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court unanimously threw out the order, so Kelly and Parnell filed an emergency appeal to the U.S. High Court. Senator Cruz says a lawyer, and Senator Cruz says the case has merit. Quote, this appeal raises serious legal issues, and I believe the court should hear the case on an expedited basis, the senator wrote, noting here it is, the Pennsylvania Constitution requires in-person voting except in narrow and defined circumstances. Late last year, the Pennsylvania legislature passed a law that purported to allow universal mail-in voting, notwithstanding the Pennsylvania Constitution's express prohibition of the voting regulations. Cruz is a litigator who's argued before the U.S. Supreme Court. In fact, he did it. He did it for not Donald Trump. He did it in 2002. The Gore Bush thing. He was on Bush's legal team there. But just over a month ago, Justice Alito, along with Justice Thomas and Justice Gorsuch, wrote correctly, I believe, concerning the Pennsylvania court's decision to count ballots received after Election Day, that there is, quote, a strong likelihood that the state Supreme Court decision violates the federal Constitution. He argued the Pennsylvania Supreme Court put the plaintiffs in a catch-22 by telling them, in short, that before the election they lacked standing, and after the election they've delayed too long. So I would say it. Look, 39% of Americans believe the election was rigged. That's a big number, and that's according to Reuters.
It's not
exactly a conservative bastion.
Yeah.
There. 39% of Americans. So let's just round up for sake of round numbers. 40% Almost half. Over a third. In a liberal poll, by the way. What does that say?
Well, if you break it down even more, they're what? Only 60% of the population voted? So it'd be half the people that
More
voted.
than half, yeah. More than
More
if
than half,
60% of the population voted, 40% would be, that'd be, let's see, 2/3?
2/3 of them.
2/3. I was going to say.
It's a huge number.
I was going to say 4/6. Then I was like, wait, math. I can lowest common denominator that all the way down to 2/3. See, Connor, I did pay attention in school once.
Common Core.
Connor, what do you think about this poll? That 39% of Americans think the election was, quote, rigged.
What do you mean? What do I think?
I mean, what are your? I mean, because you probably land on the other side of a lot of us in certain situations in regard to the election. What are your thoughts on that? That 40% of Americans believe,
but 40% of people that actually voted, right? Is that what you
well,
said?
no, it says 40% of Americans.
Okay. I thought.
But 40% of Americans believe it was rigged, and only 60% of Americans voted. So 2/3 of the people that voted think the election was rigged. Is that a problem? You think? I mean, are we creating a significant issue moving forward?
I think it's a problem with confusion over what is true and what is untrue.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, no one knows what's true and untrue at this point. It's impossible to figure that out.
Yeah.
If we figure that out, we'll be in good shape. If we figure that out, if we can find out what's true and untrue, we can all make a decision and go home. Because if I find out that there was no fraud and it's absolutely 100% true that Joe Biden won the election going away, then I'm going to turn the page. And I'm ready to go. Like, hey, great. That's what America picked. I'm all in. That's my president. Now, I won't love it, but I can live with it because the American people, the will of the American people has been honored. And that's what the republic is. I don't know. I think it's incredibly telling that a Reuters poll, by the way, says 40%, 2/3 of the people that voted in this election believed the election was rigged.
Yeah,
That's an obnoxious number.
Yes.
Now, whether it's based on meritorious facts or not, I'm with you 100%. We have no idea because at this point, it's impossible to tell truth from fact. How do you do it? Well, you can't. There's no way. You know what? It's all fake. Donald Trump is actually not even a man. No, I'm kidding. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. Orange Man bad. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. News starts now.
The British equivalent of the FDA has given the go-ahead for the vaccine developed by Pfizer and BioNTech. Its approval for use is for those 16 years of age and older, could start giving it out next week. The CDC making an adjustment to its quarantine recommendations for people who've been exposed to COVID, less time in quarantine. Now the rule.
What the CDC is basically saying is, hey, if you are exposed to someone who has coronavirus or you think you were exposed, 7 days with a negative test is probably enough for you to end your quarantine. If you can't get a test, make it 10 days.
ABC News medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel. President-elect Joe Biden will today participate in a virtual roundtable with workers and small business owners hit hard by the pandemic economic crisis. Newly unsealed court documents show the Justice Department is looking into allegations that lobbyists may have tried to bribe White House officials, offering money in exchange for presidential pardons. No government officials are being investigated, according to the Justice Department. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
When people walk through our doors, they all see something different.
A treehouse.
Our dream home.
Our cabin in the woods.
A new golf course community.
When you have every conceivable building material imaginable in place, the possibilities are limitless.
Purcell Lumber and Mill Shop. Let us bring your home improvement project to life. The best products and name brands in residential and commercial building supplies. From lumber to Benjamin Moore paint, DeWalt tools, custom millwork, doors, and more. Looking for something specific? Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is here to make sure you find the products you need to complete your home projects. Pay a visit today to Purcell Lumber and Mill Shop on Clinton Street in Athens and online at PurcellLumberandMillShop.com. Or for questions, give us a call at 256-232-6320. Purcell Lumber and Mill Shop in Athens, where builders, remodelers, and home improvement specialists come to shop.
Are you tired? Do you suffer from chronic fatigue, neuropathy, or joint pain? Call Madison Integrative Medicine. Our amazing staff will provide an individualized patient experience focused on your overall health to treat the cause, not just the problem, utilizing both traditional and natural medicine. Don't let the symptoms become overwhelming. Treat them preventatively with Madison Integrative Medicine on Slaughter Road in Madison. Call 256-325-0955. That's 325-0955.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention report that last month alone, there were 235 cases of salmonella linked to families who raised chickens in their backyards. So far this year, there have been over 1,000 cases reported in 49 states. And in Ohio, something's happening there. They've reported the most cases, 73. Now, as I'm sure you know, contracting salmonella is not a walk in the park. Within 12 to 72 hours, people come down with stomach cramps, fever, diarrhea, and it can usually last 4 to 7 days. It's not fun. So the CDC has a stern warning. Those of you who raise chickens in your backyards, pay extra special attention because this could save you a lot of heartache and stomach aches. The CDC says that you people should not kiss your chickens. That's right. Stop kissing the chickens. Stop kissing the chicks. And to those of you who like to fondle your chickens, cuddle with your chickens, all that touchy-feely activity you may do with your chicken, wash your hands after you're through touching your chickens. In other words, don't play chicken with your chickens. Protect yourself. And for the rest of you who don't kiss chicks or chickens, if you're ever tempted, maybe now you'll know better not to try it. Who does this in the first place? I never heard of this. My friends, a blessed Merry Christmas to you all. My friends at Mahindra want to make your holidays even merrier with the great Red Tag savings. That means you can save thousands of dollars on the ultimate present, a shiny red Mahindra tractor. Or choose 0% interest on select Mahindra models. And remember, a tough new Mahindra tractor is the gift that keeps on giving and mowing and hauling and towing year after year. So treat yourself to the official tractor of tough and use the Red Tag savings to spoil your kids or grandkids this Christmas. For purchases of select models now through December 31st, 2020. Learn more about Mahindra's Red Tag sale at whymahindra.com. And Merry Christmas from the Mahindra family to your family.
Take advantage of rock-bottom prices and test drive a Mahindra today at Oakley Enterprises in Florence or visit oakley-equipment.com. That's oakley-equipment.com.
As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of their life. He didn't stop at the MyPillow. Let me tell you something. I just got my Giza Dream bed sheets, and they are unbelievable. Mike found this cotton called Giza cotton. It's incredibly soft, super breathable, extremely durable, 60-day money-back, that same money-back guarantee, that same 10-year warranty that you have on that MyPillow you love so much. The first night you sleep on the Giza sheets, you will never want anything else. Let me tell you something. My son, he's 4. He knows the difference. He knows the difference. He said, Daddy, where are those soft sheets that Mr. Mikey sent me? I said, don't worry, kid, I got you. Pulled them out of the dryer, put them on there. Listen, you right now have a special offer. You will receive 2 for 1 low price and free shipping on the Giza Dream Sheets if you call 1-800-889-7318 or go to mypillow.com/radio specials. Use the promo code BEARD. Again, mypillow.com, radio specials, promo code BEARD.
This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome into Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host, checking in with you guys this morning. We are so excited that you've joined us. We have a great show planned for you this morning. We're so thankful that you're here and joining us right now. We have our New York correspondent, Wacky Wednesday host, Grant Norvell. What's up, buddy? What's up, man?
Not much. Just, it's supposed to snow here any minute. We're supposed to get a dusting of snow, and traffic's moving okay. But, yeah, it's fine.
Believe it or not, it snowed in Alabama 2 days ago.
I know Nashville got a bunch. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I don't like the winter up here. I like all the other seasons up here. I don't like the winter.
Well, how hot does it get in the summertime up there?
All right, here's the thing with the heat up here, right? Like, but I know where you guys are from like mid-April till mid-October. It can be hot any day. The summers here are great. They're great. The majority of summer weeks are like upper 70s, low 80s, sunny, breeze. But every summer there's at least 1 week where it's upper 90s. And because of the nature of New York, built on a swamp, when the tide comes up on those days, it feels as though you're being boiled in a pot or like you're in a crock pot all day. So like that week is worse than Alabama, Georgia, wherever you want to compare it to. But it's just 1 week. So like it's extremely uncomfortable. It's the most humid place I've ever been. I've lived in Georgia, Virginia, name it. But it's miserable that 1 week.
Wow. Well, I'm a fan of the cold. I'm a big cold weather guy. I'm digging the fact it was 22 degrees this morning when I came to work. Love it. I love the cold. So what do you got for us today, big guy?
Well, I was listening to you guys talk about the 40% of the people think the thing is rigged.
Uh-huh.
I love Connor's point in the midst of that, because it's just like there's a burden of proof at a certain point. Like if you're going to make these accusations, you gotta like put up or shut up, right?
Yep.
And
enough of the birth pains. Show me the baby.
Yeah, and that's just kind of where I'm at with it. It's like you can do a Google search of like 40% of America believes X. Like zombies are coming, or the moon landing was like whatever.
The Earth is flat.
Yeah. I mean, what you guys are talking about the case in Pennsylvania. I mean, I'm interested in tracking some of that, but like, it really feels like to me, like it just feels like to me like a whole lot of people were just sick of Trump, and that was that. Like, there's this thing about all the undervotes. The undervoting is when there's just the top line is X'd off, and they skipped all the Senate, House, state legislature, whatever. Like that makes logical sense to me in this election. A lot of people that don't normally vote were like probably even like cajoled into it by loved ones. Like, you got to do this, you got to get him out, and they went and they drew their X and they left, and that was that. Like, there's, I believe 80 million people did that. So
and I want to be
seen anything that makes me not believe that.
I want to be clear on our position on this show. Well, I can't speak for everybody. I can speak for me, but my position has always been that I believe that Donald Trump will not be the president on January the 4th. I believe that there will be a change. Now, that's not what I wanted to see happen, and I do believe that there is too much proof of voter fraud in some capacity for me not to believe that but then again, voter fraud's been rampant for years and years and years and years and years, going all the way back to the Jim Crow South, where sheriffs and those in power would strong arm people into not voting, or would literally lock up the ballot box for only there's the history of voter fraud in this country goes all the way back. It's an institution in this country, no different than the election itself. And so the question has always been for me is, yes, there's been voter fraud. There has been every single time. Was there enough voter fraud in this election to change the outcome of the election? And what I think, my opinion, is irrelevant, because it only matters what you can prove. And so far, there has not been proof brought to bear in a court of law enough to change it. Now, Pennsylvania is different, because my opinion was seconded by Justice Thomas and Justice Gorsuch, that the change to the state Supreme Court's decision before the election was indeed unconstitutional. If that's the case, it's not a matter of voter fraud, it's a matter of constitutionality, and that would then mean that all the mail-in ballots that were changed in the ninth hour to be allowed would be disallowed. Now, that doesn't change any other state, but my argument on that is not a matter of voter fraud. While I believe it exists, and I would even say it was rampant, my concern is more with the constitutionality of the state Supreme Court's decision prior to the election.
Sure, and that would overturn it in Pennsylvania.
Doesn't change anything though.
It doesn't change even Pennsylvania though.
No, it does change Pennsylvania, but it doesn't change the election.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm interested in that case too because it does seem just on straight. If the court's going to rule that the rule change at the last minute was unconstitutional, that's all seems to jive to me. I think they segregated those ballots in real time, right? Like they know. I don't know what the number is, but I think this is about the mail-in ballots that came in Tuesday through Friday.
Yes, the widespread last-minute mail-in voting, not the absentee ballots, not any of that stuff, not the regular stuff. All the stuff that was changed the week before the election. And yes, they did segregate those ballots.
Yeah, that was mine because I think that was Alito told them the week of to segregate those. I mean, I assume they did it. So I mean, if they can get that case and flip Pennsylvania, more power to them. I think the first part of what you're saying about really voter suppression, I think that explains Georgia more to me than anything else. Is lover or hater, Stacey Abrams unlocked this huge voter block.
Yeah, and
so those people that have not been voting, whether it was because of long waits at polls or whatever the situation was, she figured that one out. Like so. Just as a matter of playing the game, more power to her. Good job, Stacey Abrams. But like, I get that that's not making people happy. And as far as like a Republican angle in that, like they need to figure it out quick because they're eating themselves in the state of Georgia. And like her crew's going to show back up again because she's figured this thing out. And like the Republicans seem lost at the moment in Georgia.
Yeah, I will say this, and this is my other election fraud soapbox that I'm going to get on in our last minute or two together. But anywhere that an election machine was tied to the internet and allowed there to be remote access by bad actors, I'm not saying it happened. I'm not saying don't get me up here on Sidney Powell's soapbox saying that the Venezuelan election was what happened. I'm not there. Now, is it possible? Look, if you don't think politicians in this country would pull a Hugo Chavez if they had the opportunity to do so, you're not awake. Political corruption is rampant everywhere because power corrupts people, period. Doesn't matter their party, doesn't matter Republican, Democrat, black, white, yellow, green, doesn't matter. If they have an option or an opportunity, they will do so. But I don't like the fact that our election machines are tied to the internet and based and collected off of a server in a different freaking country. We see so much internet crime. Right now, one of the largest school districts in our area is literally their school shut down because of a ransomware attack. It is just too much risk to put our election on an internet-capable machine where a bad actor could, if they wanted to, hack in and change results. I'm not saying that happened, but I'm saying that we got to fix that or else we won't be able to trust any election moving forward either. And so any state where that was used or where that was an option, I have my concerns and my questions about, but until there's proof, it doesn't matter.
I'm 100% with you there on that. And to the power corrupting thing, to me, when I try to step back from it, that seems like that's what's coming from the White House now. That they're worried about the loss of immunity, and that's where you're having self-pardons being floated. Like he's worried about his loss of protection. Because if you really boil it down to all these cases, like we're concerned about making sure every legal vote is counted. That a lot of the people that support Trump, that is what their mission is. But if you really hear what he's saying, he's concerned about saving face and making sure he's protected and his family's protected from legal prosecution when he leaves office.
Well, and to be clear, if I was Donald Trump, I would be too, because they've been after me for 4 years. Baseless, with or without basis, they've come after me for 4 years. I don't expect them to stop that when I'm out of the office, and so I would absolutely be concerned with that as well.
But he just played himself, because when you pardon Flynn, you admit guilt in the Mueller report. So, like, that's the legal standard now, is that all those people that he's pardoning, he's now saying they're guilty. So again, it's part of him saving face. I'm sure Flynn, there's some reason none of us know that he is so attached to Flynn I'm really interested to find out what that is. But like,
well, look, there's a reason why all these politicians are on strings. Somebody has pictures of them doing something they shouldn't do, or they have a video recording of them in a hotel room doing something. It's the blackmail is crazy rampant, and that's how politics is played. It's leverage, right? It's a leverage game. Grant, our time is up, buddy. I appreciate
Love
you
guys.
as always. Love you too, man. Hey,
I'll be crazier next week. I was a little. Biden is boring. I'll be crazy next week.
All right, sounds good, buddy. Let's go to a break, Sandee. Grant Norvell, our Brooklyn correspondent and the host of Wacky Wednesdays. We will be right back. One more segment of Boomer and the Beard. Don't you touch that dial or you're a communist.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
You don't need a diet. That's work. All you need are these masters of video production. They'll make you look good.
Make your videos look good with Cotton Row Productions, the official live stream provider of Hometown Heartbeat and The Dale Jackson Show. We can handle events, church live streams, and your digital advertising. Call Cotton Row Productions today, 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355.
Got you covered. Screen printing and embroidery in Athens. Our team is here to help you with custom printed t-shirts that you want. And we know that means quality. At Got You Covered Screen Printing and Embroidery, we focus on the highest quality and the fastest turnaround time possible. Got You Covered Screen Printing and Embroidery on West Sandifer Road in Athens. Call to make an appointment with our graphic designer. She's awesome. 256-444-4500. That's 444-4500. And online at GotYouCoveredAthens.com.
There's nothing like the peace and serenity that you get while fishing. Invest in the rod you deserve. Old 18 is a veteran-owned company operated by a U.S. Navy SEAL and Top Gun fighter pilot, breaking the mold of the fishing industry. At Old 18, we offer high-quality products with a 25-year master rod builder behind every rod. We offer a no-nonsense, hassle-free warranty we stand in front of so you don't get left behind. Shop old18.com and type in the code BEARD for a 20% discount.
Where Alabama talks. WVNN. Depend on it.
Don't worry, be happy. Come on. Hey. The sweet, sweet sounds of pentatonics bringing us back. Fun story about pentatonics that I'll tell you after I tell you about my friend Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell is a crazy person. He's just so crazy. He is doing just something that I can't even understand. He is selling his MyPillows for $29.98. Can you believe that, Clay?
That's the lowest I could ever imagine.
That's the lowest you could ever imagine. That's $40 off the original price. And not only that, he's extending his money-back guarantee till March of 2021. That's right. You can sleep on your MyPillow until March. And if you don't like it, you send it back and you'll get your money back. Same 10-year warranty that you've grown to expect. You can wash the pillows. That's what I love about them. Not only are they the most comfortable, custom-fitted pillows that they just cradle you to sleep in a way that no other pillow can. But you can also just take your entire pillow. You could throw it in the washer. Connor, have you washed and dried your pillow yet?
Yeah, once.
It's awesome. It's
Yeah.
like it literally brings it back to brand new again. Like it's unbelievable. There's no other pillow on the market that can do that, to my knowledge. They're made in America, which is awesome. And Mike Lindell is a great man. He's a patriot. He's a Christian. It's a company that I love getting behind. And so all you have to do to get your crazy MyPillow deal for $29.98. That's right, folks, $29.98, is go to MyPillow.com, click on Radio Specials, use promo code BEARD at checkout. That's MyPillow.com/Radio Specials, and you can use the promo code BEARD at checkout, or you can call 800-889-7318, 800-889-7318 to get your MyPillow today. So my pentatonic story, quickly, and you seem like you keep turning your laptop away like you've got something you want to say that you don't want me to read on your computer.
Yes, that's it.
Because I spend a lot of time looking over your shoulder reading your computer. But
you do.
Yeah, ton. And not like I have enough to handle over here in my little control center. But pentatonics was somebody. There was a show called The Sing Off on television a long time ago, and it was a bunch of a cappella groups that did like a voice style competition. It was an awesome show. We loved it very much. My wife and I sat and watched it all the time. Pentatonics was a group from Texas that they got famous on that show. Well, my wife bought me tickets to go see Pentatonics before anyone knew who they were. Right after the show was over, they were not yet the artists that they are today. I was so excited about it. It was like in a little bar, like in a little club type deal. And unfortunately, I ended up having a work commitment that I had to go out of town, and so I never got to see them in that small little room. And now they're international superstars, and you can't hardly get a ticket to their show. And so I spend lots of time crying about that on a regular basis because Pentatonics.
I thought you were going to say that you got to meet him and talk to him because it was like such an intimate setting, and that was just sort of like a
yeah, I would have had I gone. Now my wife went, and she took one of her friends, and so they got to enjoy that, but I did not get to go.
Oh, there you go.
Sad day. Okay, Boomer, what's this secret? You got to turn your
well, there was
computer
some
away from me
breaking
report.
news out of Russia.
Oh, Lord.
And we talk about health issues around here a lot.
Oh, here we go. Hang
I just want to ask you, so in Russia, a 59-year-old man lived most of his life with a serious nosebleed condition.
Okay.
All right. So how long would you wait to like get a doctor to check out? If you were having trouble breathing and you had constant nosebleeds, like when would you go to the doctor?
Pretty quick.
I'd wait about a week.
Okay. Well, this Russia man in the Konkalovsky City Clinical Hospital in Zelengrad.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, Konkalovsky. Konchalovsky.
Okay.
Just reported a strange case of a patient who had been able to can breathe through his right nostril for several months. He first said, but then it turned out it had been most of his life. This said gentleman had a coin stuck in his nose that when he was 6,
what?
He had put the coin in his nose. He's now 59. Said he didn't talk about it because his mother was so strict he was afraid that he would have gotten in trouble. So he had left said coin in his nose from age 6 to 59.
Oh, my word. They had to surgically remove that thing, didn't they?
Yes. The doctors were skeptical about his story at first, but once they removed the coin during an endoscopic operation that lasted 1.5 hours.
Good gracious.
What?
It was quite evident that the coin and the date on the coin confirmed the amount of years that said coin had been in his right nostril.
What? Oh, my gosh.
So that's why I turned the computer. Crazy.
You know that's going to go in like the Ripley's Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
like, you know they're going to do that.
Pro tip of the day, don't shove coins up your nose.
Oh, my gosh.
That
reminds me of a kid that I went to high school with. He was always the class clown. And this, I could see Zach doing something like this. But he was always the class clown. And he had this little plastic bead, and it was green. And he thought it was funny to stick it up his nose and like, achoo, like that, and shoot it out. And of course, everybody was laughing about it until he went like that and he inhaled, and it got lodged, and they had to call an ambulance to come and get him and have it like sucked out of his nose.
Could you imagine
that was the funniest part?
When he does the CAT scan or the C scan or CT scan or whatever.
You have a coin.
I'm having problems with my nose. It reminds me, and this is going to really make me feel bad because we can't say the name. But you remember the show that was on MTV that was Jack, and then the last part was that we can't say
Donkey, Jack Donkey.
Donkey.
Do you remember they had an episode where one of the guys, Ryan Dunn, who is no longer with us, but he
rest in peace.
He put a toy car
up his rectum
and then went to get the X-ray, and then when he did the X-ray, there was a Matchbox car in the picture, which was funny.
It's hilarious.
But I can only imagine, hey, doctor, I can't breathe out of my right side of my nose. I've got nosebleeds. It's actually been going on for, I don't know, 40 years. What is it? Oh, it's a coin. Do you remember that? Oh, yeah, when I was 6. I didn't want to tell my mom because I didn't want to get in trouble. Gosh.
That's unbelievable.
Well, Boomer, we got another response to the Bearded Bonanza, which, by the way, if you guys have not yet registered for the Bearded Bonanza, you can do so by going to beardedisbetter.com, thehometownrb.com. Click on Bearded Bonanza there at the top. We're giving away $250. We're giving away Loco Dumpling Design cornhole boards. We're giving away all kinds of stuff. You just have to go to thehometownrb.com or beardedisbetter.com. Click on Bearded Bonanza at the top. Be entered to win my money. Let's be honest, who doesn't want some of my money? But the questions are, well, the first question is, what is your favorite part of the show? What do you want more of? What do you want less of? Because this is a show of the people, by the people, for the people. I just want to read you this response. The redneck humor is my favorite, and the fact that Zach recognizes that Boomer is a communist.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Oh,
I hope that person gets a coin
goodness.
stuck up their nose today.
Yeah.
So we're rednecks and we're communists. High five. High five.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we can't touch COVID.
Yeah.
Where's hand sanitizer? It's
communist.
Just to be clear, Boomer is only a communist on days that end in Y. Okay, it's not all the time. No, I'm kidding. Boomer is Boomer.
And in the Southern, that's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And that's Boomer's attempt at redneck humor. So we've now knocked off
like
both
Sandee,
things.
like all the days in the South are with E's. Monday, Tuesday.
Sandy is with 2 E's, in case you were curious.
I know.
That's how she introduced herself to me, by the way. I'm Sandy with 2 E's.
Was that person from the prison? Was that a...
Nope, that is
Boomer?
not from the prison. The prison...
They like
people
me.
at the prison can't access the actual internet.
They like
this
me
has
in
been
prison.
the Wednesday morning edition of Hometown Heartbeat. Boomer and the Beard. We love you so much. We're so thankful you join us each and every day. TheHometownHeartbeat.com, beardedisbetter.com. Get the podcast, get in the Bearded Bonanza. Sandy Lou, love you. Thank you so much. Boomer, have a great day. Connor, as always, enjoy school. We'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning.